Okay, so now we've imported the assets, and we can come in here, click Terrain, come down to our last tool here, and let's bring some of these in. So add grass texture, and then come in, just click our little circle. And some of these things are actually tree branches and skies and whatnot that we really don't want, but a lot of them are. Like there's a couple more grass here. There's ferns. There's other things. So let's just double click on this first fern and click Add. There it is. And then add something else. Edit detail. Add grass texture. Click our little dot. This is going to get to be old habit pretty soon. Come down, and then we've got these weeds here at the bottom. Those are reasonable. So double click on this first one, and I'm going to add, and then got ahead of myself there. Add grass texture. Click the dot. Grab the next weed. Weed 2. Add. There it is. Edit details. This gets like I said, gets pretty repetitive as you're bringing these things in. And there's weeds 3, looks interesting, add, and let's grab, there was actually that last one there that looked kind of interesting. White flowers, yeah, looks good. Add, we're double clicking and then clicking add. So now we've got some things, so we can come in, there's our camera. We see the camera's pointing at the landscape. And I'm just gonna paint some of these in front of the camera. So let's grab the white flowers and then come up here and just start clicking around in front of where the camera is, just so you can start to see what it looks like. Click game, and there they are. So now it's not just this one single thing. Grab this weed 2, come up here, click a few times. Look through the camera. Well, that didn't make that much difference. Let's grab something that's much more different there. The fern is definitely different. Grab a bigger brush. Click a few times. Again, just clicking in front of the camera for the moment. And there's some ferns. Now this is really starting to look like a wild vegetation landscape. So now we're going to add these detail meshes, which is a separate thing. And you can see the list of things are different. And this list actually is a lot more reasonable, a lot closer to what you'd want, a lot less extraneous stuff. Come in and, well, this is an island, so let's grab this banana plant. And, you know, a lot of people think bananas are grown on like palm trees. It's not. It's actually plants that grow up and create bananas and then go away. Let's add something else and dot, and there's a bunch of different bushes. I'm not quite sure which ones we might want to use, so let's grab a bunch of them. So there's bush 1, there's bush 2, and double click on it, click add, and there's a whole bunch of these. I'm just going to bring them in, and then we can figure out later which ones we want to use. Where are they? There we go. Bush 3. And bush 4. And just keep importing, just keep importing. And bush 5. And nope, I've got to click add first. And there's some low poly ones here that you know, keep your scene a little bit lighter. We're going to skip those for now. You can use those, especially if you're on a system that these things are starting to bog down. Here's bush 7. And let's see what else we want to add here. Okay, this fern looks kind of interesting. A little bit different than the individual fronds. And, you know, some of these things may not be just absolutely correct, but let's add this rock. Okay, it's just a single rock, but of course you can scale it and you can spin it around and make it look like different rocks. So there's our bushes. Here in the project menu, we've got all those things. Some of them aren't in the palette, but that's okay. There's our grasses that we put in. There's our rock. And if we look down in textures, remember we had 4 to begin with, and there's all kind of more textures that we have now that we could come in and have different kinds of sand. So I'm just going to bring this rock in. Just put it in front of the camera. And there it is, and it's tiny. So I'm going to scale it up. And 5, let's see. It's still pretty small. So let's make it 25. And we're kind of on top of the camera. So let's get our move tool and just move it away. And it's kind of, might be in the air actually. Let's take a look. And yep, there it is. It's kind of flying in space. So we'll go to a side view and we'll push it down. And we've got, that's good, but the camera's kind of low because we were looking at the grass and weeds and whatnot. So let's move the camera up, the camera preview. It's looking better. And, yeah, just kind of a prominent feature boulder there. And we can spend a lot of time just sort of aesthetically making this reasonable composition. Realize that this is a dynamic situation here, that you're going to be moving around the game. So I'm just going to set this up here, just take a moment or two to set it up so that you can see it, but don't spend too much time with any one position because things will change. So that looks good. Nice little rock in the foreground. You can see down in the camera preview, and we've got all kinds of different foliage there. And that's it for now, and then we'll come back in one more video and show a few more things. So we'll see you in that one.